Sometimes bad habits are ruining our health and lives. I am not an exception, and I also had bad habits that were preventing me from having a healthy lifestyle. I started studying the question about how to get rid of bad habits, worked with behavior analysts, and also read some books. In this video, I will share with you my personal experience about what bad habits did I have and how did I get rid of them. Hi there, I'm Anastasia Lampilahti and I'm a content creator based in Helsinki. This YouTube channel is about self-development, creativity, and motivation. If you are interested in those topics, consider subscribing. My worst habit in life was extreme caffeine addiction. I was drinking about 12 cups of coffee per day, and it's a fortune that I'm still alive after that. It was a chemical addiction and it was ruining my health. Another bad habit was doomscrolling. I was able to procrastinate on my phone a lot of hours in a row. During those procrastination dates, I usually didn't get anything done. Those things were horrible and I'm very happy that I was able to get rid of them. The first step about getting rid of bad habits is realizing that you have a problem, it is very bad and you should get rid of it. So far this step is the most difficult one because usually your brain comes up with excuses why you should continue to do what you are doing. In the case of caffeine addiction, my excuse was that I am more productive after coffee. In the case of doomscrolling, my excuse was that it is my way to rest. Either way, the second statement is totally false, and later on we will discuss why. Meanwhile, minuses of having such habits override all possible benefits. Because of caffeine, I had troubles with sleep, and then you don't sleep enough, you are way less productive. So I was drinking coffee in order to be more productive, meanwhile I was losing my sleep, which was making me less productive. We have some logic here. The minuses of doomscrolling are more obvious. You waste your precious time that you could invest into some more valuable things, for example, family and kids, or do some meaningful projects. If you realize that you have a problem, it is already part of the victory. But now it's time to do something about it. My caffeine addiction, we worked with behavior analysts and we used quite interesting method. I don't know does this method has a name, but it worked perfectly for me. As a first step, we analyzed how much coffee I'm currently drinking, how many cups, during what parts of the day, and how much do I pour into the coffee machine, and so on. I described the whole process to the specialist. Together we figured out that with this coffee consumption there are two main parameters that we can adjust. It is the number of coffee cups I drink per day, and it is the amount of coffee that I pour into the coffee machine. We calculated the initial number of cups of coffee and the initial amount of spoons that I pour into the machine. After that, we established a goal. What was the desirable amount of coffee cups I should drink per day, and it was to how much coffee do I pour into the coffee machine in order to prepare these 2 cups, and also during what time period I should achieve this goal. Also, we established a price. If I achieve my goal during the amount of time that we established, I buy myself a gift. For me, it was a piece of jewelry. The gift should be something that you really want to get, but you would not buy it in just ordinary conditions. For example, it can be jewelry. And after that, we started slowly decreasing the amount of caffeine I consume. During the first 3 days, I was drinking the same amount of cups of coffee, but the amount of spoons I pour into the coffee machine, we decreased by 2. That's how I started getting a little bit less caffeine. After 3 more days, we already decreased the amount of cups by 2. After 4 more days, we again decreased the amount of cups I drink per day by 2. So the main idea is the following. At first you analyze what is your current situation, what do you have in your point A. After that you find some measurable parameters that you need to decrease, and then establish the goal, what do you want to achieve in the point B. After that you choose the price that you will have if you achieve your goal, and you start slowly decreasing the parameters, for example your cups of coffee. This method was very comfortable for me because I didn't had to cut my caffeine radically. It was a slow decrease and the pace was very comfortable. So I ended up with drinking only 2 cups of coffee per day. Nowadays I usually consume even only 1 cup of coffee per day. What else can help in getting rid of bad habits? There are 2 books written by Alan Carr. They are Easy Way to Control Drinking and Easy Way to Stop Smoking. I read those books despite of the fact that I didn't have those problems. But I was very interested in how the author suggests to get rid of such strong chemical addictions. And I picked up a very interesting idea from those books. I will explain it to you, but not on the example of drinking, and I will explain it on the example of doomscrolling. When you have any bad habit, you tend to somehow justify it for yourself. For example, for doom scrolling, the justifications can be that I'm doing it in order to rest and relax. I search for content ideas that I can film to my blog. Or maybe I want to follow the trends. But the important thing you need to understand is that this bad habit doesn't have any benefits, and the justifications you are using for this are just excuses because you want to procrastinate and do nothing. And what should be done next is that you write down all your justifications, and under each justification you write some logical science-based counter-argument. For example, let's take a justification: I just rest and relax like this. Actually, science is saying that doom scrolling has nothing to do with rest and it exhausts you. The real rest is sleep, walking outside, meditations, or reading a paper book. Doom scrolling just provides you cheap dopamine and you feel worse after it. Searching for content ideas is also not a valid justification because it's better that your content is based on your strategy and it is creative and it is not just template copy-pasted from the trends. And then you have a counter-argument under each justification, you understand that your bad habit doesn't make any sense. There is just no point of having it. After knowing this, you will feel very stupid every time you're doing that. That is what I did with my doom scrolling. I also had those excuses to doom scroll and I made my counter-arguments against my doom scrolling. Also, what helped me to get rid of doom scrolling is reorganizing my environment. I deleted all the applications that I used for pure procrastination, put my phone into do not disturb mode for 24/7, and also I was keeping the phone into the separate room while I was working. Environment, by the way, plays a very important role in bad habits. If you have a jar of candies at home, most likely you will not reduce your sugar consumption. Environment is usually more powerful than a human willpower. That is why reorganizing my digital environment was crucial for getting rid of doom scrolling. That is my experience in getting rid of bad habits. I hope you find this information useful. If yes, press a like button and see you in the next video. Bye!